In the prestigious Evolution tournaments of 2011, the underdog contestant Punko was set against the fighting game master and returning champion Daigo Yumehara. And despite him being the underdog, Punko walked onto the stage with a sense of confidence, and right before the match, he stole the crowd's attention by aggressively throwing off his jacket and downing an energy drink. And he then proceeded to dominate Daigo, ending the set with a perfect round. And of course, the crowd went wild. For a competitive gamer, this is not only an interesting moment because an underdog beats a returning champion, it's also interesting because it puts a spotlight on the key ingredient in Punko's energy drink, caffeine. If Punko can chug some caffeine, then defy the odds and dominate the returning champion, then it raises the question if caffeine is a superpower in the world of esports. Or maybe the more interesting question is whether the opposite is true. Is caffeine actually bad when it comes to gaming performance? And did Punko win despite the caffeine kick opposed to because of it? Well, because of how popular caffeine is in esports, it's well worth diving into the science and seeing whether it's actually helpful or not. So in this video, we'll break down what caffeine really does to you, exploring its benefits and exposing its negatives. And then we'll be able to finally see whether caffeine is a superpower in the world of esports and can help you get ahead, or whether it's actually something that you should avoid altogether. It's no secret that many of the top competitive gamers use caffeine, and if you've ever had a cup of coffee, you can definitely vouch for its stimulating effects. But is caffeine really beneficial when it comes to gaming performance? Well, in order to really answer this question, let's take a look at how it works and explore its positive and negative effects. Caffeine itself is found in a number of natural sources like coffee and tea, and in esports, it's commonly found in energy drinks. So when you drink that coffee or that energy drink, caffeine enters your bloodstream and goes to your brain, where it acts as a replacement for a brain chemical called adenosine. Now, the role of adenosine is to basically make sure that your nervous system doesn't become overexcited or run out of control. It plays a big role in calming you down and making you feel tired. Caffeine is actually thought to mimic adenosine in your brain, attaching to the same receptors and blocking adenosine from working at all. And this causes a stimulating effect on your brain and central nervous system and heightens the level of chemicals like adrenaline and dopamine. And this all results in some serious positives for performance. The first of these positives is that caffeine can give you a boost by enhancing your alertness and concentration. Now, higher alertness means ability to identify relevant information and react accordingly. And as you can imagine, higher alertness correlates with faster reaction time and better accuracy. And of course, alertness also controls your level of engagement, meaning the more alert and engaged you are, the more you can channel your brain power into the game. The second way that caffeine can help you is by improving your overall performance speed. During a competitive game, we're processing a lot of information, deciding what to do with that information, and reacting in rapid succession. Taking a few extra moments to execute your next move is enough time to leave you vulnerable to an enemy or miss a massive opportunity. Now, luckily, caffeine has been shown to boost multiple areas of our performance speed, from reaction time to decision speed and even movement speed. And the third way that caffeine can help is by enhancing your memory and learning ability. In one study, caffeine was shown to increase perceptual memory, which is the part of your memory that unconsciously encodes and recalls information. And yet another study exploring caffeine's effects shows that caffeine, when combined with glucose, improved learning and verbal consolidation. And since most of competitive gaming is about improving your skill level, this is huge. Improving your learning ability in verbal consolidation helps you to encode new information easier, allowing you to learn new strategies, new characters, and new skills much faster. And the fourth way that caffeine can help your performance is by boosting your subjective state of mind. Due to caffeine's ability to heighten levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine, it can temporarily improve your mood, your motivation, and your mental clarity. Now, of course, improving your mood sounds nice and will definitely help you interact with other players, but it also appears to have beneficial effects on performance, specifically when the activity requires the use of the prefrontal cortex, meaning that by improving your mood while gaming, it may lead to improved decision-making and better planning. So, by drinking a cup of coffee or taking a caffeine supplement, you may be able to perform with greater focus, reaction time, improved memory, and even greater mood. But before I make caffeine sound like a miracle substance for gamers, it's necessary to point out the downfalls of caffeine. Because while caffeine can give you a boost of stimulation and improve some areas of performance, it often overstimulates and causes some negative effects that just might outweigh the positives. For example, in a study, caffeine was shown to reduce working memory, potentially due to overstimulation of the nervous system. Your working memory allows you to store and process information, then effectively use that information to make decisions or take action or learn. By having a reduced working memory, you won't be able to process and hold on to important information. You'll get lost in the chaos of team fights, you'll begin making bad decisions, and you'll become overwhelmed with the complexities of the game. But most importantly, since working memory is so important for learning, a reduced working memory will result in slower skill development and slower progression in the ranks. But perhaps even worse is caffeine's effect on your motor skills. In a handful of studies, caffeine is shown to increase spontaneous activity like twitching or foot tapping, as well as jitteriness and increased blood pressure. Now, these physical effects are usually fairly forgivable when going through a normal day or when taking caffeine to help you work out. But when playing a competitive game, these effects will ruin your in-game accuracy, cause you to misclick, and make it harder to perform with the level of precision that you need. And on top of this, another study shows how caffeine can decrease your motor memory. So not only is it making you jittery and throwing off your accuracy, but its stimulatory effects are making it harder to develop and use your muscle memory. And if these effects were not making you anxious enough, well, caffeine has also been shown to increase anxiety. And anxiety while gaming will not only make you feel uneasy, but it can also make you more impulsive and much more prone to getting tilted. So if you want to avoid anxiety, perform with precision, and develop your skills quickly, then it would appear that you need to completely avoid caffeine. But what about those benefits we talked about? What about the benefits on focus, energy, mood, and reaction time? Do these negatives of caffeine outweigh the positives in the context of competitive gaming? There are a few answers to this question. First, it's worth noting that everyone's biology is different, and some people will just experience more of the positives while others experience more of the negatives. But the more interesting answer is that there's actually a way to experience caffeine's positives while countering most of its negatives. And to do so, we simply need to balance out caffeine with another ingredient, an ingredient that you've likely never even heard of. And this mystery ingredient is called L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid analog found mostly in teas like green tea, and it works by inhibiting the binding of a neurotransmitter called glutamate to specific neuronal receptors. And since glutamate is known to increase during stress, the inhibition of glutamate receptor activity is thought to cause anti-stress effects. Another interesting method of action is that L-theanine has been shown to increase alpha brainwaves, and these alpha brainwaves are known to be associated with relaxation, selective attention, and mental alertness. So what happens when we combine L-theanine with caffeine? Well, a handful of studies show that L-theanine is able to reduce stress as well as the cognitive deficits caused by stress, meaning that the anxiety effects of caffeine may be reduced by L-theanine. And another study suggests that L-theanine can improve the physical effects of caffeine as well. In the study, they compared caffeine and L-theanine combined with just caffeine on its own. They saw that the combination significantly improved the jitters and body tension and other physical effects caused by caffeine. Thus, this combination might be helpful when it comes to your motor skills. And on top of this, L-theanine has been shown to benefit memory by significantly improving accuracy and memory recall and working memory. Thus, L-theanine may even counter the negative effects caffeine can have on your memory. So, L-theanine appears to balance out the stimulatory effects of caffeine, warding off anxiety, improving memory, and countering the jitters that ruin your in-game accuracy. So in revisiting the initial question, is caffeine a powerful tool in the realm of competitive gaming? Well, the answer is yes and no. The positives of caffeine are amazing, but the negatives might actually ruin your performance, and to everyone, the effects will feel a little bit different. And for many competitive gamers, caffeine is an amazing tool. They use coffee or energy drinks often to help with their performance. But what's interesting is that when using coffee or energy drinks, we're often trading off certain areas of our performance. But when combining caffeine with L-theanine, we get what appears to be an obvious performance boost for competitive gaming. And honestly, this is a combination that I would highly suggest trying, especially if you're the type who uses coffee or energy drinks as a way to boost your gaming performance. If you're using something that only contains caffeine, then you're really missing out on the potential of this combination. But of course, it's worth noting that this combination won't make anyone an instant pro gamer, and it won't guarantee that you'll win every game. What tools like these can do is give you an extra boost towards better performance and towards better learning. Think less like an all-in-one limitless pill and more like an upgraded cup of coffee. But that being said, don't underestimate the power of a small advantage, especially in the realm of competition. Because in this realm of competitive gaming, slight differences in reaction time, learning ability, or decision making can separate a decent player from a great player. And any small advantage that you gain, whether it's a performance tool or a new strategy, may just give you the edge you need to reach the next rank, win a tournament, or achieve a higher level of success as a competitive gamer. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. This video is brought to you by our very own esports supplements, eAdvantage. Now, the inspiration behind eAdvantage is to help competitive gamers like yourself enter a state of optimal performance, a state where you can play at your best and develop your skills more effectively. And it works by combining 6 key ingredients that are able to enhance brain function and memory while also helping to reduce fatigue and boost alertness. And what's unique about eAdvantage is that it's not an energy drink or an energy drink powder. It's a supplement. Because while energy drinks are designed for flavor and contain a ton of sugar, sweeteners, and additives, eAdvantage is designed for performance, so it eliminates all the additives and packs only the effective ingredients into a small capsule. So if you're the type of gamer who's serious about your performance, you care about your health, and you desire to reach a state of optimal performance, then check out eAdvantage for yourself. You can find eAdvantage using the link in the descriptions, or you can click right over here. And if you want to get eAdvantage a little bit cheaper, then use the code eAthlete1 to get 6.5% off your entire order. And as a side note, if you use this code within the next few weeks, it'll also stack with our pre-order sale. So take advantage of this while you can. But as always, I hope you guys loved this video. I hope you got a ton of value from it, and I'll see you all in the next video.